right, so this will be our 2-week wait symptoms, and yeah, 2-week wait symptoms, that's the big positive. I've already done my line progression, and then after this I'll film my 4 weeks, currently 5 weeks and 3 days today, and I just ate this full bag of Sour Patch Kids. But it was so delicious. I'm really craving like sour, salty stuff and pickles. I love a good pickle every now and then. But it has to be a specific one. Like we bought some other pickles and I didn't like them as much. But the Grillo pickles from Costco are like the perfect dill garlic deliciousness that I want. But yes. My 2-week wait symptoms. All right. And I did record them. So I'll try and read from this and tell you the day it happened. So right off the bat, I ovulated on 8 DPO, probably in the evening, based on the peaks, or early 9 DPO. And then from then out, I pretty much every day, I still am a little gassy. I had gas and I just had to fart and sometimes burp a lot, like since ovulation, which was weird because I do get gassy sometimes around my period, but not like for that long. And then I had just like some tenderness in my lower abdomen. And then what's next? 11. We were a little congested around this time too. Probably allergies. I do have like allergy related, like mild asthma. So possibly that. My asthma was really bad. Like I needed my inhaler every day, but I didn't want to take it because I was paranoid. And so I didn't take my inhaler. I have like very, very mild adult asthma. So I just didn't take it. When I was out of breath in the morning, and I didn't want to take my allergy pills in case that would affect implantation. So that was that. I did have some headaches throughout, but ever since I knew we had done it on a day that was favorable, I started limiting my caffeine. So that was probably from that. They were never terrible by far at all. They were just like mild, like they were coming on, and they were never bad at all. Like I didn't take medicine or anything, sorry. I was a little clumsy occasionally. I think that I was just not paying attention. For whatever reason, I would say starting around 6 DPO, every morning when I wake up, my upper back is stiff, like my upper and middle back was stiff. And this isn't like our mattress is old. We have a new mattress. We've had it. I haven't had any issues. But for whatever reason, my back was really stiff every day when I woke up. And on 6 DPO, I started having vivid dreams. I still have them occasionally. I wrote one down. I started writing them down. I wrote one down in my phone the other day because it was just really peculiar. On 6 and 7 DPO, I felt like little twinges of pain, or like tingling, like in my lower abdomen, or your pelvis, where I think my uterus is. And then from about that day too, like from 6 to 7 DPO, and until I got my positive, I was having like pressure and like kind of like pulling, but just like a weird feeling in my lower abs. Obviously I have a little belly, but like it was just weird. And so I definitely was like, oh, I'm totally pregnant. Like I just knew it. This is weird. I've never had cramps like this. I must be pregnant. And I was moody 6 and 7 DPO. Like my boss is a pain a lot, but she was really getting on my nerves those days. She even asked one of our other managers what was wrong with me, and he was like, you just get under people's skin. I didn't really have too much boob pain. Like, everybody always talks about, like, their boobs being super sore and, like, don't touch me. They're really just now getting sore, and they're still not, like, crazy intensely sore. But yeah, I was getting really irrational. I was like, I want to quit this job. Like, I wanted to cry at like 60 POS, filling cups of ice. And I was like, I hate this place. I'm trapped here now because I'm definitely freaking pregnant. And I'm going to be stuck here for 9 months. And I was super mad about it. And I was like, I want to walk out right now. Obviously, I didn't, because I'm not going to do that. Yeah. And I was just like, not having it. I've never really got, like, I'm starting to now get a little emotional where I'm like on the verge of tears, sometimes for no reason. Like, occasionally I was sitting in the car and I was like, all of a sudden I just felt like the urge, like I was gonna cry. I never did, but like, I think it's coming. The irrational crying all the time, it's coming. Yeah, occasionally I would have like burps that I guess like got stuck in my throat, which would make me think I was having nausea at first, but then I would burp and I would be fine. On 9 DPO, my heart rate started rising, and I noticed from my last pregnancy where I had a loss that my heart rate increased. So, and it's still increasing. My heart rate's normally like, I would say 56 resting, and I'm not in any good shape at all. So like, it's not because I'm super fit. Probably more like a bradycardia situation, if I'd have to say. Because sometimes it gets down to like the 40s when I'm just like, sometimes I'll be sitting, my heart rate will go down to like the high 40s, which freaks me out, but totally fine. And now it's sitting around, currently, it's up to like 66 currently. And I looked it up, and it does say that is a sign because of all the extra blood you have in your body, that most people, if you have a normal heart rate of like 60-ish, should go up to like 70 or 80. So mine will go up to like the high 60s or low 70s probably. 10 DPO, I had an increased appetite that day. I had to eat an extra breakfast at work because I was just starving. And then we went to Fuzzy's that night, and I ate like 5 tacos. And that was the night we found out that I was pregnant. So those were my symptoms. Mostly I was gassy the whole time, which was weird for me. I was bloated occasionally, but I mean, who isn't bloated occasionally? The back was weird, but I don't know if that's anything related to pregnancy. It's still bothering me occasionally. Vivid dreams, but I have those a lot before my period sometimes, because when I've done this before and I was trying to symptom spot, I definitely, I mean, you just have vivid dreams sometimes, especially when I take magnesium glycerate. It makes you have really vivid dreams. The moodiness, I've been moody before just because you're like on edge waiting to find out if you're pregnant, but this was like a little bit much. And then just the weird lower abdominal like pressure that I was having, where I was like, this is my uterus, like, and it was like in the center. So normally when I feel like my period cramps, it's like more like towards the sides, like I guess where your ovaries are. So it was just different. Like I was like, I've never felt this ever. This is definitely a sign. And I was spotting, I spotted, I believe, 8 and 9 DPO. I think it was just 9 actually. And I was like, oh, darn it, my period's coming, because that's what happens normally. And I totally was like, darn it, I was wrong. I was so stupid. I had all these symptoms and I was just silly. It's your period. You're not pregnant. And I still kept testing, so I was like, I'll just wait till my period. I was gonna wait, but then I was like, no, I'm gonna test one more time. And it was positive, so yeah, it's really hard to determine if you're pregnant or your period from your symptoms sometimes, but I definitely knew I was pregnant. The spotting just threw me off a little bit. I know implantation bleeding, but I was like, this is how all my periods start, and it always gets my hopes up. But yes, I got something in the mail for my little reveal tomorrow to Danny's parents to hang on the banner with their little onesie. And I just think they're so adorable. I got a little baby Converse. Oh, they're so freaking cute. Yes. I'm so excited. Wow. Those were my symptoms for my 2-week wait up to my big fat positive. Well, very faint positive, but it happened and it got darker and darker. Still very dark. I don't know about these, but I have a feeling that these pregnate ones, I don't think they actually get darker than the line, because I thought it was, and then I was like, no. And then I kept taking a couple more and they just stayed the same. And it only gets as dark as the control line for whatever reason. So that was kind of throwing me off, but this is still really dark. And then it's already died again, because these ones die really fast as opposed to the clear blue ones that are just say pregnant. The ones that say weeks die really fast. But this one said 3 weeks. I took this 2 days ago, and it said I was 3 weeks, so it did progress, because the last one I took was said 4 to 5 weeks. So we are 5 weeks, and I have my first appointment scheduled, but I'll talk about that more in my other videos. See you next week.